I'm Katie Uhlmann reporting for KD Chats at the PlanetInFocus Film Festival in downtown Toronto. Hi, I'm Katie Uhlmann reporting for KD Chats at the PlanetInFocus Film Festival at the TIFF BELL LIGHTBOX in downtown Toronto with filmmaker John Walker. Tell me a little bit about the inspiration behind the making of your film, Arctic Defenders.
Well, I made a film called Passage, which was about the Northwest Passage, the John Franklin expedition that's very famous, who lost 130 men. And it was based on, loosely based on Ken McGugan's book, Fatal Passage. And in that film, Taga Curley, an Inuk leader, played a very central role in that film. And this film was about 19th century British imperialism. About Charles Dickens and Lady Franklin accusing Inuit of being cannibals, and that they had cannibalized these poor desperate sailors, and it was complete lies and so on. So we readdressed that history in Taga. We went in London and so to readdress that history. So I got to know Taga Curley, and we became friends. And he told me about his story, which was this political movement that was started in the late 60s and really got traction in the 70s. With the idea of they were tired of Canadian imperialism in the North, and they wanted to gain control of their culture, their heritage, their language, and their homeland. And it was a political process. So he told me about this incredible epic story that took over 30 years, and they pulled it off, and it's quite something. So I was like, wow, this is an amazing story, and very few people know it.
And in the film,
one reason. There's always lots of reasons, but that was the main thrust.
Absolutely. And in the film, you touch on the way that the Inuits made this political movement, how they weren't aggressive, how they, were very well spoken and were not violent in their approach. Can you tell me a little bit more about that and why you think it worked so well and them coming so far?
Well, just to give you a bit of background, Taga and the other leadership, they were in their 20s. Mm-hmm. This is in the 1970s, late 60s, early 70s. Taga said, I didn't know what the word politic meant. I just knew that we had to protect our language and culture and our heritage for the future. So here they are. They created an Inuit organization to unite Inuit across the Arctic. And within 5 years, they're meeting with the Prime Minister of Canada with a land claim and occupancy, proving that they've occupied 2 million square kilometers of territory. That's larger than Western Europe. And not only do they want a land claim agreement for this, the largest Western, treaty claim in Western civilization history, but they wanted their own government. They wanted their own territory of Nunavut under Inuit governance, and they pulled that off. I mean, it took a lifetime. I mean, they had dedicated their lives to this, but after 20, 30 years, they pulled those two things off. It's unbelievable.
And after pulling off this incredible achievement, what do you think they set as an example for other groups of people who would also like to achieve similar things?
Well, what's interesting is, this is the consciousness, in what consciousness they had to take action. It was beginning in the late 60s, where there was a global sense of human rights, in the United States with the black movement and so on. And they made a decision, and I grew up in Quebec, and I was used to bombs blowing up all over the place, in terms of Quebec sovereignty and independence and so on. So I was used to the violence. There's lots of examples of the IRA in Ireland. The Inuit leadership chose that we are not going to be violent. We are not going to cause disruptions. As John Amagolik says in the film, he said we were going to speak with a gentle voice, and we're going to work the way Inuit work, and that is with patience, with tenacity, with intelligence, and they're not going away until they accomplish what they need to accomplish. That's the Inuit way.
And where is the best place for us to find out more information on the film and to watch this incredible film online, and to find out more information as to where to watch it online?
Right. Yes. We're developing our website. It's www.arcticdefenders.ca or .com. And there's a whole historical side of it. There's an education component. There's a survival game coming for a younger generation, and all of our screenings are posted on there. And we've just we've moved across the country. We started in Halifax, where we won the best feature film, and packed out audiences, sold out. We sold out in Vancouver. We were in the top 10 in Vancouver, Canadian film. Just in Montreal International Documentary Festival, 3 sold-out screenings, turning people away. So far, so good. And people seem to be interested in the Arctic. And I hope they're interested in the history of Inuit, because it's time that we, as Canadians, recognized Inuit contribution to Canada.
Well, thank you so much. Congratulations and best of luck with this film.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm Katie Uhlmann reporting for Katie Chats at the TIFF BELL LIGHTBOX in downtown Toronto.